Damn, bro, what you signed a deal or something today, bro?
QC United, man.
You said QC?
QC United.
That's alright right there.
He comes to my mom's house unannounced. He did not tell me that he was coming. We didn't have no conversation. We literally laid down in the bed. We was taking shots a little bit, like, so we sleepy. It's 3 in the morning. I wake up to shots. It's gunshots, like it's 16 shots. And like 16 shots, that happens fast, but like when you in a room or like next to something like that, like it just seems like it's going on forever.
It was 3:32 in the morning when the first gunshot ripped through the silence of a quiet Pennsylvania street, and by the time it ended, 16 bullets had torn into the body of a young father who just hours earlier had been begging for another chance at love, a father whose last breath was stolen in the same house where his child slept. A man who walked into a room expecting answers but instead met a storm of bullets that left his body sprawled across the floor, his blood painting the walls of the woman he once trusted. His last words never spoken, his final look forever frozen in terror and betrayal. Neighbors woke to the echoes of rapid fire. The police rushed in only to find him lifeless, his body riddled with wounds, most of them in the back. Not a fight, not a struggle, but something far darker, an execution carried out in the dead of night. The question that haunted everyone wasn't just who pulled the trigger, but why was he there? Why was he unarmed? And why did the woman who once called him the love of her life stand just feet away as his body was destroyed by bullets? This was no random act. This was personal, intimate, violent, and it would expose a web of secrets, lies, and betrayals that no one was prepared for. This is the Untold Crime Chronicles, where we uncover the stories too painful to be forgotten, too shocking to be ignored. If you are new here, subscribe now and join us as we give voice to the silenced, truth to the hidden, and light to the darkest corners of crime. Before the bullets, before the betrayal, before his name became another headline, Tyrie Richardson was more than just a victim. He was a son, a brother, a friend, and above all, a father. His life wasn't perfect, far from it, but his presence was magnetic. He was the type of man people remembered the moment he walked into a room, ambitious, hustling, chasing dreams of music and business, from dog breeding to rap. He always had a plan, always had an idea, and always carried a determination that pulled people toward him. But beneath the ambition was something far more powerful. His son, Cody, the little boy who carried his smile and his laughter. The reason Tyrie pushed so hard. The reason he never gave up, even when life turned violent and messy to those who loved him. Tyrie wasn't a statistic. He was energy. He was family. He was hope. And yet behind the charm and ambition lived scars, old mistakes, broken trust, moments of violence that haunted his relationship with the woman he couldn't let go of. Love was his anchor, but also his weakness. And that weakness would become the door that led him to the night he should never have walked into. They met young high school love that burned bright and dangerous autumn, the girl who held his heart, and Tyrie, the boy who swore he would never let her go together. They brought a son into the world, and for a moment it looked like forever. But forever has cracks, and theirs split open, early. Arguments, cheating nights of silence, followed by mornings of promises. He begged for another chance over and over, admitting to violence, admitting to mistakes, admitting he had not always been the man she needed, but swearing he could change, swearing their love was worth fighting for. Yet even as he begged, the shadows crept closer. April 26th, 2020, his birthday.
This was Tyrie's birthday. And for Tyrie's birthday, I had got somebody to come in, do an at-home massage for him. I had cooked brunch. I had went out. I had got him gifts. We had went out to dinner with his family, and then we went to the club.
Tyrie barely escaped death. An ambush, a spray of bullets outside, only 2 people knew where he would be. Autumn and a close friend. Suspicion gnawed at him, but he swallowed it, telling himself love could not betray him that badly. But the whispers in his chest kept growing. The feeling that someone close wanted him gone. He ignored it. He forgave. He pressed forward because he believed family was stronger than betrayal. But the truth was, betrayal was already sitting at his table. June 13th, 2022. A night that began like any other, but ended soaked in blood. Tyrie walked into the house he had entered countless times before, the home of the woman he once loved, the mother of his child. He wasn't expected, but he wasn't a stranger. This was still his son's world, or so he thought. But what he found inside wasn't peace. It was betrayal. Another man, Terrence Kenneth, Yancey, young, armed, ready, waiting in the place. Tyrie once called his own. Voices rose. Arguments cut the silence. The air electric with rage and jealousy. And then in an instant, words turned into bullets, 16 of them tearing through the air like a storm. Each one finding flesh ripping into Tyrie's body, most in the back as he tried to turn away, as he tried to live. He fell, but the shooting didn't stop. Shots rained down from above, execution style, the floor beneath him shaking with violence. The woman who once called him her forever stood only feet away, as the father of her child bled out in front of her, not a single word to stop it, not a single hand to save him, just silence broken by the echo of gunfire that ended a young father's life forever. The call came at 3:32 a.m. A mother's phone ringing with the words, "No parent should ever hear your son has been shot." Tyrie Richardson froze, her heart shattering in real time, while Roger, her husband, grabbed the keys and rushed into the darkness, desperate to reach a son who was already gone. The scene they arrived to was unbearable: police tape, flashing lights. Tyrie's body lying lifeless inside the very house where his child slept.
Last 4 years, I honestly feel as if our next 6 months is going to be so great of our relationship that you will be able to just forget about everything that's happened in the past. I just really think you would see a greater change. I don't like when you tell me it's no more, because I really got faith in this shit. I really do care. I really do think that this can work. Don't keep cutting me off. I really do think that this can work. I know we can work it out. I want to do this shit with you without my home, without you being on my home, without you being here. It sucks. It's empty. Yesterday, I was fucking in my room all day. I can't keep doing this shit. I can't keep living like this. I don't want to be with nobody else. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I honestly don't know what to say. I can just tell you I'm sorry, because I literally done a lot of shit that's weighed this relationship down. I've done a lot of shit that can make you hate me. I've done a lot of shit that will make you look the other way when I could be saying something right. But I just want you to open your mind up and just to see everything we losing. A house. Me being with my child every day. A bunch of shit. I don't want to lose my love with you. I don't want to have to restore all that shit. And then we come back to each other and we work it out, and then we have to do all that again. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to start from baby steps again. I'm just asking you to try, baby. Any sign of me cheating, any sign of me doing anything wrong, you can leave. You can go right out the door.
That's what you don't understand is I don't want to work it out. In order to work it out, no way.
Asking you to
wait,
please,
let me finish.
I know you don't want to. I already understand you don't want to work it out, and I know why. Because it takes me this long to try to fucking
so listen,
put it together.
I'm not done
but
talking.
that's
You
not
just
the
got
way
me
I
off.
want to
You just got
go.
me off. In order to work it out, no way, no way.
Asking you to
Wait,
just please
let me finish.
I know you don't want to. I already understand you don't want to work it out. And I know why, because it takes me this long to try to fucking
so listen,
put it together.
I'm not done
but
talking.
that's
You
not
just
the
got
way
me
I
off.
want to
You just
go.
got me off. You just got me off. So can I talk?
Yes.
In order to work something out, both people have to want it.
Yes.
And I don't.
And I'm just asking.
So I'm telling you how this is gonna go.
I just don't think we should be like this, babe. You're trying to run the show, and I just think you should just give me an opportunity to fix our relationship. Like, I'm so down on this shit. I'm so mentally broken. I really want to fix my own, bro.
You're so mentally broken.
Babe, I've been through a lot of shit. You've been through a lot too. I'm not knocking that, bro. I'm not knocking that. At the end of the day, you went through shit when it was most trauma and you were having a baby. I was a terrible boyfriend. I was never there. I was absent. I wanted to smoke J's more than worrying about my family and making sure y'all straight. I was worried about getting high, stimulation in my marriage, shit like that. I'm not worried about that shit no more. I honestly have a clear head. I honestly think about putting my family ahead. I honestly thinking about still being able to stand so if emergencies come, if you crash your car, shit happen, I'll be able to put us back on our feet like that. That's my shit. I don't want to lose you, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna think about losing you because that shit is hard for me to endure, bro. Definitely the day before Christmas, like I keep telling you. Never had a Christmas with you, bro. Just wanna try to spend time with you, at least try to enjoy my life with you while I can. I only had one life. We already had a kid. We already started a family. Let's get this shit right while we can, before it's too late.
That's what I'm telling you, Tyrie.
It's not too late, baby, because we're right here talking. It's not too late. We're right here talking. It's not too late. We still there together. It's not too late. It's not too late.
I'm still here?
What?
Because I work here.
Okay, and I'm asking you to just love me
I feel bad for
again.
Boog that he has to
I'm just asking you to love me again,
So,
babe. I'm just asking you to love me again, babe. I'm
It's
asking you
convenient.
to, please, I'm just asking you to love me again. I'm just
My
asking
son's
you
stuff
to,
is here.
I'm just
And
asking you.
until I'm able to...
You're not moving. I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to do all that. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I want you to just see positivity out of this
It's
situation.
no positivity.
It is positivity. You're making it negative. If I'm telling you, it's still positive.
I
If
just
I'm
bust your
telling you,
head open.
babe, and
Bust your
I'm
eye
fine. I'm still seeing positivity. Okay, I'm still seeing positivity. You're the one who's painting a negative on the situation. Like, you not understanding, you laughing at me, bro.
It's negative.
It's not,
I can't
because I'm
paint
right
negative
here.
on negative.
I'm
It's
trying to work
already
this shit
negative.
out. I'm right here trying to work this shit out. I'm right here trying to...
With the past kept resurfacing, and Autumn would make a shocking statement.
You
Fuck
trying
it.
to work this out. And a week ago,
Yes.
you punched me in my face.
And I've done that.
Dragged
And
me
I've
off the
told you
bed.
that. I've done that.
Got on
I've
top
done
of me
that.
and choked me.
Babe, but you gotta understand, I'm out of town for 4 days. I'll come back home. And
You come
everything
back
that I
home.
have is just fucking...
With bitches' numbers in your phone. You're
You
on the
right,
phone with
I
bitches
did.
while I'm in the
You
kitchen.
right.
You're in the living room.
I was not on the phone with no bitch while you was in the kitchen and I was in the living room.
You didn't know
I swear
I was
to
in the
God.
kitchen.
I swear to God I wasn't
heard
on the
it.
phone with no bitch in the living room while you was in the kitchen. I would never do no shit like that.
You
I wouldn't even call no bitch in my house with you right here. That's so disrespectful. You might have thought I was on the phone with a bitch.
You were.
I wasn't.
Okay. Well, besides...
I wasn't on the phone with a bitch. I'm telling you, I wasn't on the phone with a bitch in the living room with you right here. I wouldn't even do no
Okay,
shit
so
like
maybe
that.
I just misheard. But
Maybe you misheard. Like I said, I wouldn't do no shit like that. Like, that's beyond disrespectful. I would be super mad you did some shit like that to me.
The boy, too young to understand that his father would never hold him again. Word spread fast through the community, whispers filling the air. This wasn't random. This wasn't chance Tyrie had been executed, but by who and why, and the question no one could shake. Why did Autumn stand so close and do nothing? Was she terrified? Or was she part of it? Neighbors debated, friends speculated, family pointed fingers. The suspicion grew louder when Autumn took to social media, posting videos defending herself, claiming she had nothing to do with Tyrie's death. But instead of silencing the rumors, her words fueled the fire. The internet dissected every sentence, every gesture, every tearless denial, and for many it confirmed what they already believed: that the betrayal that killed Tyrie didn't just come from the man who pulled the trigger, but from the woman who once promised to love him forever. Within 24 hours, police tracked down the shooter, 22-year-old Terrence Kenneth Yancey, hiding in the woods, running from the truth, but not fast enough to escape it. Yet, even in custody, he denied guilt, claiming innocence, insisting he acted out of fear. Prosecutors stunned the family with a plea deal: 3 to 8 years for 16 bullets. An insult carved in legal paper. Lindsay and Roger Richardson furious, vowing they would not bury their son, only to see his killer walk free. Terrence rejected the deal, forcing the case to trial, and in that courtroom the story-twisted defense lawyers painted Tyrie as the aggressor, violent, dangerous. A man who forced his way inside. Prosecutors fired back with science and evidence: the autopsy. 16 shots, most in the back. Downward trajectories proving Tyrie was already on the ground when bullets kept raining execution, not defense. Photographs of his body covered the jury's eyes, tearing through the hearts of his parents. Autumn took the stand, her words shifting, her tone unsteady, her story riddled with gaps, every sentence raising more questions than it answered. And as she spoke, suspicion spread like wildfire in the gallery. Was she a witness? Was she a victim? Or was she the silent architect of betrayal? The Richardson family sat in silence, gripping the pain while strangers whispered that justice was hanging by a thread. July 28th, 2023. The courtroom held its breath as the sentence was read. Terrence Kenneth Yancey. Guilty. 18 years behind bars, half to be served before parole. A number that felt small against 16 bullets. A number that felt hollow to parents who buried their son in the prime of his life. Lindsay and Roger Richardson stared forward, broken yet unshaken. Their fight was never about numbers. It was about truth, about a young father whose name was smeared about a child now growing up without the man who loved him most. Cody, too young to grasp death, yet old enough to point at photographs and say, "Daddy gone." The funeral replayed in every heart. A boy standing by a casket too heavy for innocence to carry. And in the echoes of that courtroom, the question remained, what role did Autumn play? Was she powerless or complicit? Silent or calculating? The answers may never surface. But the betrayal is carved forever into the family's story. Tyrie's parents spoke with heavy voices, warning others, "Be careful who you let in your house. Be careful who you call family, because you can love someone more than they ever loved you, and that truth can cost your life." And as the gavel fell, so did the curtain on a tragedy that was never about strangers. It was about love that turned lethal, about trust that became a weapon, and about a man who walked into a home seeking peace, but instead met betrayal at point-blank range. You've been watching the Untold Crime Chronicles. Another life taken, another family shattered, another story the world must never forget. If this touched you, subscribe, share, and let your voice be heard, because together we keep their memory alive. Be safe, be blessed, and until next time, remember, the truth always finds its way to the light.